We are at our WordPress web page and we are in the dashboard, and the last video, we set up the home page to look like a portfolio page. So we click this and then it goes to a portfolio. We also set up our journal. The journal is the blog, and there's nothing in there because we ended up deleting that content. So if we wanted to go in and add a blog post to our journal, then we could do that via that way. But for this video, what I want to focus on is customize. So underneath personalize, underneath customize. So we're going to start from the top here. Site identity. Currently my site says Adam Giacono Portfolio, and maybe I could add a tagline. So photography and video could be my tagline. That doesn't really make sense for the portfolio that I'm building, since it's going to be mostly graduate artwork. So graduate artwork archive could be another title. It's really up to you. The next line down is displaying the header text. So I could just not display any text at all. I kind of like that. I mean, this looks kind of clunky, or I could add a logo in here. And so maybe you have a logo that you've created in the past. I don't know if I have one readily available. I'm going to kind of poke around here. I don't think I do. So I'm just going to skip that for a second. And we actually have a class dedicated, a whole project dedicated to adding a logo, so we'll add that later. So maybe I'll just put in AJ as my initials, as like a sort of header title thing here. It already has my Adam Giacono here at the top, but I just like the look of this a little bit better. Maybe I could even change this to say artwork archive, just artwork archive. Visual artwork archive, I don't know, artwork archive is fine. So we'll add a logo later. Another thing is really cool is called the site icon. So if I scroll down here for a second, you can see all the tabs that I have open. This is the little icon, that little piece right there. So once we do get a logo, we can add a site icon, which will go to that location right there. I'm going to put this back up top. Footer credit, so we can change the footer credit to be anything here. Let me make this smaller. I can click on default and it changes the look of this thing down here. So that's fine. WordPress.com logo is kind of nice. It's pretty simple and tiny. I usually go with that. This is also cool down here at the bottom. You can hide these controls, or PM's not available. Oh, something else. You can see what your site looks like on a tablet or on a phone. And again, when you click on that portfolio page, I love the vertical scroll feature. I think that's really nice. So anyway, all right, so we're going to click on the X button. It does save our content that we... Oh, no, it didn't. It totally didn't. Now we got to go back. Sorry. Customize. Let me do this real quick. There we go. And publish. And if I hit X, it should take me back. I'm doing this all wrong. Okay, sorry. I have to hit the back button in order to go back. So anyway, site identity, that's kind of set. Colors and background, so you could change your color palette if you wanted to. I mean, I wouldn't go crazy on this. I honestly like default white background. I think that's probably the best. But, you know, figure something out if you'd like. I mean, pink background is probably going to take away from your work. And that's the whole idea, is it's about your work. It's not necessarily about the look, style. It's really about functionality, I think. So anyway, so you could change your typeface in here, and we'll have a whole project that's sort of tries to figure out what your style is and how we can use that typeface throughout your online content and then your printed content as well. So if you choose, you know, it goes into, you know, we'll talk about, like, for example, this tangerine as being your typeface. I mean, it's really nice. It looks like, you know, maybe I did wedding photography or something like that. Doesn't really go with the content that I'm going to be publishing here. So I would suggest leaving things default for now. Menus, we talked about a little bit about this, And what we can do is kind of create some customized things here. So I'm going to go ahead and click Menu, Add Items. And what I did in the previous video is I was adding in content for categories for my posts, and then content for projects, and then also for project types, so sculpture. So you might want to do something like this. You can add in that project type that I created. I could click on, when I click on the home button, it'll automatically show me the option. Well, I have to click the drop down. So when I click home, do you want to see sculpture? Do you want to see blah, 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 blah? So it goes on and so forth. You may or may not want to have that. It's kind of a cool, interesting thing to have for the time being. We'll see if I change it. Anyway, it says click on publish. I could just click the back button. Maybe I gotta wait for it. I don't have to wait. All right, so click back. CSS. So I can't modify any CSS content in here. That's HTML content to have to upgrade to the $4 a month plan or something like that. There is a thing called widgets, and the widgets are in the blog role location, I believe. Where would that be? Yeah, it's down here at the bottom. So I can change this content. I could put search above or below. I could add a widget in here so you have some cool things, some cool options like I could add my Flickr page, I could add a small gallery, I could add just a single image, or display my latest Instagram photographs. So I do a lot of Instagram content, so I could authorize that, and it would take me to that page, and I could have a lot of content down there. So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna delete that for now. We can go into like major customization at a later date. The second footer, I'm not sure where that is. Maybe it's on the right-hand side. Let's just click on something like this for now. Add image, and we'll just select a random photograph here. Let's do that one. Oh, I didn't really need to upload anything, but whatever. All right, so there's two sides to the widgets. There's footer sidebar number 2, which is on the right-hand side, footer sidebar number 1, which is on the left-hand side. And you can go in here and also click on the this user interface here. You can go in and click on these things, and then click on delete if I wanted to get rid of it. I don't really need. I kind of like that. Follow blog via email, so that's kind of nice as an option. Whoops! I always hit that button. Customize. All right, so we were at widgets. Now let's go to homepage settings. We already kind of set this in the first video, so I'm going to back up. And portfolio archive title, portfolio archive content, portfolio archive featured image. So we're not using this function, so I'm not going to mess with it, but I kind of want to see what happens. So if I select this image, let's do this one, kind of see what happens here. I don't see anything happening right now.
Then I have my costume of the Joker.
Okay, all right, I'll come up in a minute, okay? Let me take this back up. But this doesn't have anything to do with One America Housing for All. You just drew a Joker costume. So read these words, and what does that remind you of? America and housing for everyone. So can you think of a concept?
And I'm also thankful for my mama.
All right, can you take it upstairs, please? Because Daddy's doing some work. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll be up soon. Anyway. All right. So we can go in here. I kind of skipped over this portfolio piece. I'm not quite sure where that comes into play with our sites. So I'm just going to leave that image there and see what happens in the future, kind of figure it out. APM is not available for the page you're currently viewing. So we will just not do that and click on publish, and then it'll back us all the way out. Site identity. Sorry, forgot to do that. There we go. Artwork archive. Boom. Publish. Okay. So really not too much content there in the customized setting piece. Let's see. Some other little tricks here. If we click on domains, I can go in, and I told you that you could change that site address. So that's where you would do it right here. You could change it to something and then change site address, and oh, that happens to be available. It means nothing for describing who I am. But, or archive. So I could really easily just change my site address right here, which is kind of cool. What else do we got? So full site. All right, down here underneath full site, we got stats. And stats is an option to, you know what, let's save this for a different time. I'll give you a brief intro. Basically, it's you get to see how many people have come to your site. So if you're doing a really good job with labeling all of your images and making it easy for people to find content on your site, then this works out really well.